students, how are you? Hope you are all fine. I, Jyoti Chaudhary. Today I am going to discuss with you English Literature of Class 4, Chapter 3, Cooking with Salt Water, Part 2. Open down page number 30. Let's start. Amara was frightened. Up close, Gypsy was much larger than she had realized. She tried not to stand too near, but it was high tide and the cool water lapped at her dusty feet. This and the soothing sound of the ocean, like a giant sea sail, pressed to her ear and helped to calm her fear of the sea. With a shaky voice, Amara said, "Gypsy, if you don't mind, I will fill my gourd. I won't take too much. Thank you so much for your generosity." Feeling braver, she held the empty gourd under water and watched the air bubbles escape. When it was full, she stopped up the hole with banana leaves and slung the gourd onto her back. It was heavy work for the old woman, but with the aid of a heavy walking stick, Amara began her return journey. So what happened? Although Amara was frightened by the sea, she managed to overcome her fear and climb down the mountain to collect salt water from the sea. It was high tide and she begged the sea not to be angry and filled her gourd with sea water and started to return back to the mountain. I hope Gypsy won't miss the salt water I have taken, she said to her son as she climbed. He has so much and I have taken so little. At midday, she reached a lookout point the halfway up the mountain. She simply had to rest. She put her burden down on the ground. I will make it home before nightfall. Let me once again give thanks to Master Sea and then go home with the prize. So saying, Amara turned to look at the sea and let out a scream. Gypsy had shrunk. It was bare sand as far as I could see. Trembling with fear, the old woman asked, "What have I done? I took just a little sea water, but much more is gone. Gypsy will be furious. What will I do? What will I do?" So what we see? At midday, she had to rest. But seeing the low tide for the first time, she thought that she was furious because she had taken water. Having never before left the mountain, the poor ignorant woman knew nothing about tides and how they rise and fall. From the great height of a village, she couldn't tell the difference between a high tide and a low tide. From this point, halfway up the mountain, she saw a much smaller sea and was frightened for her life. Amara thought for a moment and then said, "I must give it back. Please, mighty sea, hold on to your anger. Give me time to climb back down to you, and I will return whatever I have taken. Full of fear, Amara quickly struggled down the mountain trail, the heavy gourd bouncing against her bony back. Just as Chip's sun began to set, Amara's feet finally touched the sand. She walked out to the water's edge and emptied the gourd onto the sea. She knew nothing about the tides, and from her village up there, she could not tell the difference between high and low tides. Fearing that the sea is very angry, she decided to climb back down and return the seawater. Please turn to page number 32. I didn't mean to take so much, Gypsy. Please forgive me for my foolishness. I will never again steal from you. Amira hurried up the path as fast as her exhausted legs could carry her. She stopped to rest at the same lookout halfway up the mountain. Again, Amira gazed down at the ocean. The night sky provided just enough light for her to see the water lapping gently up to the beach's highest point. Although she did not know it, the tide was in, and the same stretch of sand was now covered under the waves. The old woman was greatly relieved. Gypsy cannot be angry with me now that I have filled him up again. I will have to cook without salt for the month ahead, just like the other villagers. Such is life. Old Amara continued her journey back to the high mountain. Never did she venture down to the sea. Again, as she went up the mountain, she looked back to the sea. In the moonlit night, she again saw the high tidal sea, and the whole beach was under water. She was relieved to see that the sea was not angry with her. She will cook without salt and promised herself not to steal water from the sea. Now I will discuss some question answers and objectives with you. Please see down on the screen. I hope you all enjoyed the class. Now please read the chapter nicely and do the assignment in your English literature single line copy. Thank you.